important for many reasons. The goal of having the best technology in space. This is not something that was a risk in times past, but I think is a risk now. Well, I think of these things as just there's a certain amount of time, and within that time you want the best net outcome. So for all the set of actions that you can do, there's going to be some of which will fail, some of which will succeed, and you want the net useful output of your set of actions to be the highest. So like use like a baseball analogy, like baseball, they don't let you just sit there and wait for the perfect pitch until you get a real easy one. They can give you 3 shots. And the third one, they say, okay, you go back